Mortgage holders are breathing a sigh of relief this afternoon as the RBA keeps interest rates on hold for another month. To talk more about this, we welcome finance expert Michelle Maynard. Thanks for coming in, Michelle.
Thanks for having me, Mon.
A second consecutive pause. What should we read into this decision?
What we should read is that the Reserve Bank thinks what they've done previously is starting to work. They're looking at the data and seeing that we're spending less money, that inflation is coming backwards, and they didn't want to hit us with another one. They want to take a little bit more time to see if it's going to filter through the economy more. So it doesn't mean that we are seeing the end of interest rate rises. They're still aiming for that target figure of 2 to 3% inflation when it's currently sitting around 6%. But it does mean that they're doing a wait and see approach, which, like you said, many households will be really happy about tonight.
Around 6%, still way too high for Governor Lowe's liking. Do you think that there'll be a rates sting in the tail next month when he departs the job?
So yeah, next month is his last month as governor before Michelle Bullock takes over, and some are saying that he may effectively fall on the sword and take the hit and raise those interest rates one more time, which will give Governor Bullock the chance to have a good governor story where she can hold rates or even bring them down in the future. The experts are saying that rates possibly will go up 1 or 2 more times by the end of this year, so there is a very likelihood that next month, as Governor Lowe's last one, he will use that to raise rates.
Really? Now look, regardless of today's decision, there is genuine pain out there for borrowers. I mean, just how bad is it, Michelle?
Look, the figures aren't great, Mon. 28% of Australian households, which is 1.43 million, are in what we call mortgage stress, where more than 25% of their monthly income is spent on their mortgage. There's 922,000 households which are in extremely risky category, which is more than 45% of their monthly income going towards their mortgage. And there's $15 billion worth of mortgages currently in default, according to APRA. And this is when they're saying there's going to be possibly 1 or 2 more coming. But keep in mind, 400,000 Australian households have fixed their rates and they're still sitting around 2%. They're going to come off in the next 4 months and they will see their interest rate triple.
We have a few viewer questions, Michelle. Shin Lee says, my payment went from $1,500 a month to $2,050 a month when salary went up by $1 an hour. Wages are struggling to keep up.
They definitely are. There was some modelling done that said the average mortgage has gone up 42% over the last 14 months, whereas the average wage has gone up 2.7%. Throw inflation on top of that and people really are going backwards, unfortunately. Wages just aren't keeping up with the cost of living.
Shane Fowkesy writes, should have lowered it. Now, we know from bitter experience that predictions on rates are tough, sometimes wrong. Can you map out your thoughts on the next 6 months to a year?
It's definitely a hard one. We can see the economy is slowing down and we are probably at the top of where the cash rate cycle is going to be. There may be 1, possibly 2 more, but I don't think it should be going backwards at the moment. Inflation is too high. It's too high by the economy's standards and we don't want to have that higher inflation built into the economy. We want to get it back down to 2 to 3%. So unfortunately, the Reserve Bank says that's not going to happen until late 2025, which doesn't mean they're going to continue to raise rates until late 2025, but we're going to have this continual higher cash rate of around 4% until then.
Jasmine Gorst writes, as I lock in today. Now, should borrowers lock in interest rates with so much uncertainty?
It's definitely a hard one. The big 4 banks have all raised their fixed rates over the last couple of months. NAB actually raised them twice in the past week, and you can't get a fixed rate under 6%, where you can get variable rates at the moment in the mid to low 5s. So, look, obviously do what's right for your personal circumstances. If you want to know with certainty what your mortgage rate is going to be, then locking in may be for you. But I think because we know rates are possibly going to come down or ease off in the next 6-12 months, it probably would be better to try and get a more competitive variable rate. But obviously, do what's best for your personal circumstances.
On that note, we'll leave it there. Thanks, Michelle.
Thanks, Mon.